Hello, my name is Thomas Russo. I'm a fifth grade teacher at Copeg Schools. In our last video, we learned about how to solve problems using place value and different place value strategies. And in this video, we're going to be using two strategies to learn about estimation. In this video, we're going to have our helper Amanda, so I'll help solve some of these problems. And the first strategy that we're going to start with from chapter 11 of our Brian and Brian text is known as the front-end estimation strategy. In the front-end estimation strategy, we're going to be trying to find as many groups of 100 as we possibly could make, and then we will move into the tens column and see if we could create any groups of 100 with the numbers that are left in the tens column. So in the first problem, our front-end estimation, Amanda, what do we notice about the number 400? What two groups could it be decomposed into?
400 and then 32.
Okay, great. So we could write 432 next to it.
Plus.
Good. So we have one group of 400 and one group of 32. Okay. So we broke it apart into what we knew as 100, and then we broke it into the tens column after that. Okay. In the number 376, which two numbers will we break that into?
300 and then 76.
Good, so we can put that next to it. Good. And then we don't notice any groupings of 100 here, but what do you notice about those numbers 87 and 11?
If you add them together, they're about 100.
Good, so we're going to put equals, and what we do is when we write our equal sign, to estimate, we draw kind of a squiggly equal sign.
A marker. There we go.
And then 100. Okay. So now what we did was we noticed that we broke into 400, 376 into 400 and 300 plus 32 and 76, and we estimated these two are about 100. So what do we notice about the numbers 32 and 76 that we have left?
They equal about 100.
Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to draw that squiggle equal sign. Okay, so if you notice now, what you're left with is one group. Circle the groups that we already have. We have one group of 400, circle that.
Circle of 100.
Yep. One group of 300. One group of 100 that we got from 87 and 11. And another group of 100 that we got from 32 and 76. When we add all of those together, let's write those, all the numbers that we know, add it together, right on the bottom.
400 plus 300, 100, and then 100.
Okay. And what would those all total to?
900.
Good. So using our front-end estimation strategy, we pulled up as many groups of 100 as we could possibly make. Then what we said is we noticed what groups of the tens that we could create to create one group of 100. So we had 400 plus 300 plus the 100 that came from the grouping of 10 that we didn't pull out over here, and another group of 100 from 87 and 11. And we get our last grouping of 100. We add all those together, and we get our answer to be estimated at about 900 when we would add all those numbers together. Okay, that's using the front-end estimation strategy. And again, the key with front-end estimation is to see how many groupings of 100 we could possibly make to help us estimate our answer. Our second strategy that we're going to be talking about is what's called the clustering strategy. Now, according to chapter 11 of our Brian and Brian text, the clustering strategy is used when we have numbers that are all about the same numerical value. Okay? And you're going to notice that in our word problem here. Okay? Amanda, can you please read our word problem for us?
Over the past 3 games, a football team recorded attendances of 15,833, 16,102, 15,782. Estimate the total attendance of these 3 games.
Good. So all three of those numbers, 15,833, 16,102, and 15,782. What are all of those numbers right around?
Around 16,000.
Okay, so I'm going to have you write the number 16,000 right on the bottom there. Now, if you notice, we have 16,000 plus 16,000 plus 16,000. What we're doing is we're adding 3 copies of 16,000. So I would say that the best way to do that would be if we have 3 copies of the same number, it would be to solve using multiplication. So we'll get 16,000 times the 3 games that are all around that number, 16,000, and we'll use that to help us estimate our answer. Okay? When we do 16,000 times 3, the key to remember here is to make sure that these 3 zeros you don't have to account for until the very end, and we'll add those in as our answer. So what we're really going to be focusing on is 16 times 3. So Amanda, what I'm going to have you do right here is I'll have us solve 16 times 3.
Okay.
Right here.
48.
Okay, write the number 48 on the bottom. Okay, now we have the number 48 from 16 times 3, and then if we remember back from the beginning, we're going to take these 3 zeros and we'll add them on at the end. And our estimated answer here, since all of those numbers are around 16,000, is 48,000. Okay? Now, the key with the clustering strategy is to keep in mind, is to say, what number could we cluster all of them to about? Okay, we could estimate they're all about 16,000. And if we use even basic rounding strategies, and we took 15,833, that would round, when we rounded to the thousands column, that would round to 16,000. If we did the same with 16,102, that would also round to 16,000. And we did the same with 15,782, that would also round to 16,000. All 3 of those round to 16,000. Then what we do is we're multiplying them, because we know we have 3 copies of the same number. 16,000 times 3 we will use to get our estimated answer of about 48,000.